Last night I finally went to the New Beverly for the first time this year, and I was looking at my old Instagram, and I can't even find the last time I went there, so I'm afraid it was almost 2 years ago, which seems preposterous, but maybe that's true. I don't know. Anyways, the double feature started at 7:30, and I didn't get home till 12:30, so I did not record a video last night. That said, the double feature that I was able to go to the New Beverly was because they showed two Lina Wertmüller movies. They showed Swept Away, which in Italian is Travolti da un insolito destino nell'azzurro mar di Gosto, which in that's not the best Italian, which in English is Swept Away by an Unusual Destiny in the Blue Sea of August, also known as Swept Away. Often called the most misogynistic film ever made by a woman. And I can see why you would say that, and I can see why, like, there's a lot of, in the second half of the film, it's very brutal and hard to watch because there's a lot of violence towards Mariangela Melato. It's both the movies that I saw were starring Mariangela Melato and Giancarlo Giannini. And he's terrible to her in the second half when they're stuck on the, there's my alarm, when they're stuck on the desert island. But the thing about it is that I think in both movies and in Seven Beauties, it's more about her unpacking this ridiculous notion of masculinity that Italy has. Because as much as there's violence towards women, she's mostly like showing you how terrible the men are. So, I guess take it as you will. So it's about a very rich capitalist who's stranded on an island with a sailor who is a socialist or a communist, and he's terrible. And they, maybe they fell in love, maybe they didn't. It's kind of up to you to decide. Maybe she has Stockholm syndrome. The other one was called Love and Anarchy. In Italian, it's really long. Film d'amore e d'anarchia, ovvero stamattia alle 10. I don't know how to say 10 in Italian anymore. In via di Fioria nella nostra casa di Torranza. Also known as Love and Anarchy. And it's about a man who grew up in a farm, and he had an old man friend, and the old man friend gets killed, and that causes him to become an anarchist in 1930s. It's in between the wars when Mussolini rose to power, and he partners with a woman who is a prostitute called Salome to kill Mussolini. He's part of the anarchist party, I guess, but it doesn't make sense because anarchists shouldn't have parties, but I guess they did. But then he falls in love with one of her coworkers, and that causes some problems. Sort of gets him off track. And it's very, very, very dark comedy. And I quite enjoyed it. It has a score by Nina Rota. Both the films are really good. They're both crazy Italian films. They're available on DVD. I saw them in 35mm at the New Bev, like I said. They were flown in from Italy, and the print of Swept Away was so beautiful. The Love and Anarchy one was a little tinted. But they're available on DVD from Kino Lorber, I believe, and then there's a Lina Wertmüller box set. I can't remember who released that. And then Love and Anarchy is streaming for free right now on Amazon Prime, so you can watch it on Amazon Prime. They're both very good films. I'm kind of sad that Lina Wertmüller has sort of like waned in the last few years because she was such a prominent filmmaker in the 70s. Sort of like Elaine May, she's sort of waned too, and people in the know them, but like people at large don't. When there's all these men from the 70s that they do remember, and that's just sort of a bummer. Anyways, she's a very political filmmaker, and both of these films had lots to say about political unrest in Italy. So if you like your dark comedies with the side of politics, you'll enjoy these films. So Love and Anarchy is from 1973, and Swept Away is from 1974. And they make a very good double feature. And the next year, I think, is when she had Seven Beauties, which I watched in July, and she became the first woman to be nominated for an Academy Award for Best Director. It's a very strange couple of films. I look forward to seeing more by Lina Wertmüller.